Ugh. So, we're live. Haven't done this for a while. Been a few weeks since we've done a live Q&A. If you guys aren't watching live and you're watching on catch up, then the Keeping Goals live Q&A is something that I try and do each week, where I can answer your questions, speak to you guys about any questions you might have, and help you with anything to do with goalkeeping or anything in general. But if you're in, good to see you, and hopefully we can have some good questions. Alexa, good to see you. Jack, hi. Holly, hi. Prodigy Quebs. Don't know your real name, but hi. Josh, good to see you. Kai, good to see you. Zach, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Right, so fire away with the questions and I'll try my best to answer them. Fastest hand in the West. Ryan, good to see you. Ella, hi. Karsten, hi. Hi, Andrew. Two Andrews. How do you position your hands when catching the ball? Nice question. Depends where the ball is, but the general one they teach you is a little W, like that. But, geez, basically, in and around the ball like that. How would you come back from a major injury? Shawayne, depends on the injury, but as a lot of people say, well, as I try and say when people ask me about injuries, you need to follow the doctors and the physio advice. So you need to follow that for as long as possible. Do your recuperation, your rehab properly, and try and work on other areas of your game whilst you're out. Analysing pros, analysing your own game, etc. How many training hours do you have in 1 week? Good question, Carsten. And I'm not going to answer it now, but watch this Sunday's episode of Keeping Goals because that'll give you a little bit of an insight into that. Hi, David. Good to see you. Fire with pardon. Who's your favourite goalkeeper? At the moment, playing Ter Stegen is my favourite goalkeeper. How often were you training when you were 16? Ryan, when I was 16, I was playing for Macclesfield Town youth team. Well, under 16s and then youth team. In the youth team, we were training every day. Well, 4 days a week and then a game on the weekend. And then I'd probably train with my school team as well, maybe once. So probably 5 or 6 times a week. Thank you, Marius. Good to see you. Martin, how to handle mental pressure. People handle it in different ways. For me, the best thing that I do when I feel under pressure is I try and remember that it's a game that I've played 100 times before, and for me to do the best that I can in the situations that happen. So instead of overthinking things, just focusing on the process and each step of the process. If I need to make a 5-yard pass, I do that as well as I can. If I need to take a cross, I do that as well as I can. And then after putting all those things together, you look back and you've had a good game rather than worrying about the game as a whole. How to deal with penalties? Jack, everyone has their own kind of technique with penalties. I'm not going to tell you what I do just in case any of those strikers are watching, but judge how the game's going, who's taking the penalty, see if you can watch them during the game, what foot do they like to use, etc., that kind of thing. Who do you think Southgate should play in goal for the Euros? Good question. I think Pickford's done very well for England. I think he should be in with a shout of keeping his place, but at the same time, Henderson's had an absolute worldie year, played very, very well. So it's going to be really interesting. I think it'll be who plays well in the friendlies leading up to the Euros. Recently coming back from a finger break, suffered a sprain, but never a full break. I'm finding back in my hand out of shots. Yeah, James, with hand injuries, the most important thing is building that confidence up again. Not so much recovering from the injury, because you want to make sure that you're confident making the save. I think what you can try and do is maybe work with the goalkeeper coach or with some friends or whatever and just tone it down, make it very easy, get back to basics and practicing basic handling skills, easy shots, that kind of thing, and do that over time, and then you'll build up to the harder shots rather than going straight into a finishing session where people are blasting it. Try and build up the work that you're doing slowly so that you get confident again. I think United should sell David De Gea, get his wages, good money, and then recall Henderson. Big shout. David De Gea has been a worldie keeper for United and kept them probably at a level above where they actually are. If you think of where they've finished in the league, a lot of that's been down to De Gea. Henderson's had a very, very good year, but I think, in my opinion, Henderson should have another year in the Premier League. Hopefully Sheffield stay up, maybe have another year on loan there, and then try and push to come back for United. I think one season is a bit much to then throw him in to play for United for a whole year. So another year in the Prem, I think, would be brilliant for him. Best gloves on a budget. Denrick, glad you asked that, mate. Well, I wear Callier gloves, and they are unbelievable price for the quality that they have. They're as good, if not better, in my opinion, than Adidas or Nike or Reusch or the top gloves, and they cost half the price. All the link to their website is in all the videos on my YouTube channel, so go and have a look, and make sure you use the discount code O'Keefe, get yourself 10% off any of the Callier gloves. How should I work out without going to the gym? Mustafa, you can do a lot of body weight exercises, so there's a lot of stuff that you can do, like press ups, sit ups, that kind of thing. The same movements that you would do in the gym. Have a look at the gym program that I do, but adapt it so that you're not using the weights. So body weight squats, single leg squats, lunges, press ups, sit ups, dips, all these kind of things that you can do just with body weight, which would help if you don't have access to a gym. See Scott, J for K, that'd be good. Not been since I was 6. That'd be great, James. Let me know if you do go over. Hopefully, I might be back at the same time and we can both have a session with Scott. That'd be pretty cool. What country do you want to play in next? Daniel, good question. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what will happen. I think any player around this time, you're obviously thinking for next year and starting to think about what's going to be the case. I don't know where I'll get offers from. I don't know where I'll get opportunities. I'm happy to play anywhere that sees me continue to progress, but I think probably still in Europe this time next year, but not sure where that'll be. Do you recommend Loughborough? Luke, Loughborough was one of the best decisions of my life going there. I never wanted to go there originally. I wanted to stay in a football club and keep playing professionally, but going to Loughborough, the things that I learned both from a football point of view but also from life, I met some of my best friends there. I had an unbelievable experience. I learned a lot in terms of my football with the program there, which is incredible. All the sport there is ridiculous, but also from my degree, from my business degree, I learned so much. So going to Loughborough, I would highly, highly recommend it. Go and have a tour if you can. Have a look around the uni and you'll see for yourself how brilliant that place is, full of great people. So I would highly recommend it. Cheers, James. Appreciate that. Love to see you play in Ireland. That's where I'm from. Rian, I'd love to play in Ireland one day. A lot of my family live in Ireland, so I've got a lot of family there. It's an unbelievable country and an incredible league. Some brilliant teams there. So who knows? I'd love to play there. Predictions for United tonight, Adrian. I think United will win. I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be a 2-1 or something like that, but it'll be tight. But I think we'll win. Firm or soft ground? Personally, I like grass. You can't really beat grass for me, so soft ground. Just had a trial with Ipswich, but didn't get in. Isaac, it's always tough when you don't get in on trials. Happened to me, happened to everyone. What I try and do from you is try and get a bit of feedback from the coaches. Try and, if you can, get in touch and say, thank you for the opportunity. How did you think I did? What do you think I can get better at? And then keep grafting away to improve in those areas. But knockbacks, not getting in on trials, I've had it. Use it as fuel to keep going and to go back and to prove them wrong and to get in somewhere else. Celtic are trash. They're not doing badly. Should play for Shamrock Rovers, would love that. FIFA or PES? Daniel, FIFA every day of the week. I've not played, I don't think I've ever played PES, but FIFA for me. Thinking about going to America for uni, play football, thoughts. I know quite a lot of lads that have gone to America to play football, mainly on master's scholarships after they've done their degree, but I know some lads that have gone to play for their degree, and the opportunity, if you can get a scholarship, that's incredible. I think the setup's brilliant. I think the facilities are great. The problem is not a lot of people will see you play over there. If you have the ability to stay in America and continue, if you want to be professional, continue to play professionally after, then that's a great opportunity. But if you're just going for studies, then make sure you make the most of it and keep networking while you're there, because you might need to come back and play once you come back. I found the transition from training once or twice a week to training every day and a match on top. Joe, yeah, in terms of team training, I'm training a lot more than I was with Europa Point, but even when I was at Europa Point, I was making sure that I was training every day, even if it was just by myself in terms of gym work, distribution work, anything like that. So in terms of the actual amount of training I'm doing, it's very similar. It's just that I'm doing more of those sessions with the team, but that's great because it means you get to know people quicker, you get to know how we play, and yeah, it's been where I want to be, training every day, so can't complain about that. Who do you support? Daniel Asport, Man United. How do you convince a goalkeeper coach about your height? Philip, you can't say anything to convince them, you can only convince them through performances. So if you're playing extremely well, no one's really going to talk about your height. If you're not playing well, then everyone starts to talk about your height. That's how I've experienced it. So you need to make sure that your goalkeeping is at the very, very top level in everything that you can control, your distribution, your handling, your positioning, your talking, your everything that you can control. Make sure it's very, very good and you're practicing all the time, and then they're not going to talk about your height. Do you know any Scottish teams? Of course I do. A lot of Scottish teams. Best source of protein, Luke. You can get protein from lots of different areas. Have a look at the vlog that I just did last week about what I eat. You can get protein from meats, obviously, fish. You can get proteins from protein shakes. You can get proteins from vegetables. There's proteins in a lot of things. It depends what you eat, but have a look at that video that I did, because hopefully that'll help. Ever thought of using night gloves? Daniel, to be honest, the Calio gloves that I wear are some of the best gloves that I've ever had, so I've not really considered using anything else. Who's your favourite Scottish team? You know, I don't really have a favourite. I've got favourites, but my team are Man United, so I'm not going to have a favourite above them. 182, and here in Portugal, big teams like Sporting Benfica won't even look at you if you're not 187. Yeah, Philip, I've heard that all before, mate. Even in England, they're not going to look at you unless you're 190, so you just have to go out and prove them wrong. Have a look at the lads that have done it. Casillas, Bravo, Valdez, Matty Ryan, Jordan Pickford, all these lads that aren't huge but are playing at the top level. That's who you need to base your game on. See you, Jack. Am I watching Villa City in the final on Sunday? Yeah, I might try and watch it. It's also the Clasico, and I'm here in Spain, so I'm not sure if I'll find anywhere where they're playing the Carling Cup final instead of the Clasico, but I'll try my best to find it. 5'9" and 13. Rian, don't worry about your height. I know we've talked a lot about height in this, but the more you worry about your height, the less you're concentrating on the things you can actually control. Especially at your age, make sure you're working on your skills, developing your goalkeeping. Don't worry about your height at all. What do you think of the Irish League? Zach spoke about the Irish League a bit before, but incredible league. I'd love to play there one day. There's some brilliant teams in it, and as I said, a lot of family in Ireland, so great place. Champions League winner prediction. Philip, good question. Well, Bayern absolutely steamrolled Chelsea, which I didn't really see coming. Huge result for City as well. Bit of a shock against Juventus. There's been a lot of interesting results. I think if Bayern keep up that form, that's scary. But I think City are going to be dangerous as well, and Liverpool. So I'm not sure. Maybe out of those three. How can you gain confidence back when you haven't been on the best form? Joe, good question. In terms, I've had this myself. So when you're trying to build your confidence back up when you're not playing very well, the thing that I found very helpful is to concentrate right down on the things that you can control. Look at the process. So look at what you're working on every single day. Map out a training schedule, map out things which will help you get better at the areas that you need to improve, and focus purely on that. Don't worry about the manager, don't worry about games, don't worry about results, don't worry about people's opinions. Focus purely on your training and what you can get better at. When you see that progress in that training, that gives you confidence, and you can build that. It starts to snowball, and suddenly you'll be back to top form because you're relying on that confidence that you're building yourself. So focus on the process, focus on your training. Are you doing a glove giveaway anytime soon? Daniel, good question. I might do one. If you can help us get to 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, then I'll do a glove giveaway. when my opponents score, I beat myself up a lot and I can't help it. Yeah, definitely. It's never nice to concede a goal, whatever happens, whether it's your fault, whether it's not. It's always frustrating. What I try and do is give yourself a moment where you're frustrated, you're angry, you shout, whatever. Then let it go, because if you're thinking about that for the rest of the match, you're gonna make more mistakes and be a liability for your team. So you need to make sure that you let it go, and then after the game, you can look at it. Have you ever tried any other positions in football? I played centre midfield when I was a kid. So when I was under 12s, that's when I was playing centre midfield, but mainly goalkeeping my whole life, really. Daniel loved that centre link. Tips for improving distribution off both feet. Patrick, go and watch the video that I made in series 2 of Keeping Goals, the distribution tutorial. That'll give you how I practice my distribution with both feet. Do you still talk to Johnny? Kian, of course I talk to Johnny. Johnny edits, well, still edits every single Keeping Goals video. We still work very closely on it. He's obviously working hard back in England with his own business, but we're hoping that he can come out and visit and we can make a few videos together again properly. But yeah, of course I still talk to Johnny, speak to him every week. Did you find it hard going from small goals to big goals? Zach, I can't really remember. I think is it under 11s when you go to big goals? But in terms of goalkeeping, just go for everything, enjoy it. Make sure that you try your best. There's going to be things you can't help. If it goes over you, you can't help it. But just go for everything, enjoy it. And as you get bigger, you'll learn and it'll get a bit easier. Best game ever? Ooh, good question. I'm not sure. I've had a few that I've enjoyed, but I'm not sure the best one. Just got on my school team, first choice. Well done. I didn't see the rest of that message, but well done for getting on your school team. Between Hedera gloves and Callia, which ones do you prefer? Michael, Callia every single day of the week for me. The quality and the fit and the price, unbelievable. Derby versus Man United prediction. Luke, that's in the Carabao Cup, isn't it? I'm not sure when that is, but hopefully United win. I'm not going to be able to do a prediction. Any tips for a goalkeeper trial? Keanu, concentrate on doing the basics. Don't chase the game. Don't try and do things that you wouldn't normally do. Just relax, deal with the situations that happen as best as you can, and go from there. Coaches are looking for consistency and reliability. They're not looking for you to do worldy passes all the time. So just relax and do as well as you can with whatever happens in the game. Right, last couple of questions, and then I need to get ready for training. Bye, Luke. Last 1 or 2 questions, and then I'm going to head off. Will you ever do a meet and greet? Yes, I'm planning, hopefully, to do a Keeping Goals Day in the summer of 2020. If that's something that you guys would be interested in, let me know, because hopefully I might try and organise one, maybe in Manchester, and see if people can get to it and we can do a day of training and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. If you retire, what job would you want? Oh, I don't know. I think I'd like to try something completely different, but I'm not sure what that would be. Who are you playing this week? Zach, we've got St. Joseph's on Saturday. What boots do you wear? I wear Nike Tiempos. They're my boots. I've always loved Tiempos. Thoughts on Casillas' retirement? Good question, Mustafa. Last one. Casillas is a hero for so many keepers, including myself, especially keepers who are slightly smaller. He kind of showed us that it's possible to play at the top level, to win everything, regardless of your height. He was a leader on and off the pitch, and it's a shame that he had to retire when he did, because I don't think he was ready to retire, but because of obviously those health issues, he had to. But yeah, one of my favourite keepers of all time and a legend. Right, that's it. Thank you very much, guys, for your questions. I'm sorry if I didn't get to answer all of them, but there will be another episode of Keeping Goals on Sunday, which I hope you guys are going to enjoy. So be ready for that one. I will see you on Sunday for that. There's going to be another goalkeeper sessions video tomorrow, so my training sessions. So give that a watch if that's going to help. And yeah, have a good week. and I will see you on Sunday for the next episode of Keeping Goals. Thank you for your questions as always, guys. I really appreciate it. Keep chasing improvement as always. Have a good week, and I'll speak to you in a bit. See you later, guys.